On a wind-battered mountainside, the grizzly can surge to nearly 35 miles per hour over a short burst. But speed is only the opening act. The real arena is a battle of wits, where terrain and energy guide every step. Whoever reads the wind more precisely keeps the rhythm. Whoever chooses the smarter line of travel takes control. And when the claim over the prey is challenged, that razor-thin moment will speak last. Mountain goats are creatures of the cliff. Light in weight, with cloven hooves that grip ledges just a few inches wide, they are born into a world of steep rhythms. Their bodies are built for inclined planes, instant angle-checking steps, and sharp turns that still hold balance. When the grizzly spots a target, an instinctive guide urges it to accelerate. But a 700-pound body of muscle is not well matched to a steep mountainside. Every extra step costs energy. By the time the bear reaches the ridge, it is too late. The mountain goat has taken a remarkably secure position, a narrow ledge beyond reach. The bear gauges the gap and understands that a single misstep would mean losing all footing. It backs away from the edge, not from inferiority, but because this place does not favor its strengths. This chance closes, but the energy is preserved for another situation, on terrain where the ground will be more on its side. Deer are the grizzly's strategic energy reserve, lean meat with just enough fat. More importantly, deer often move along humus-rich paths at the mountain's base, routes the bear can anticipate. When fish are scarce or berries thin, deer become a reward worth the effort. For this quarry, the grizzly doesn't seek top speed, it seeks position. Once it spots a deer, the bear bursts briefly, then settles into a steady pace. It understands that terrain is the factor most likely to prompt a mistake. The bear reads that map like a road-savvy traveler, nudging the line, adding pressure from behind, waiting for the deer to err on its own. One hurried step, and the outcome is set. The pursuit ends with intuition and primal strength. No theatrics, just persistence, a smart line of travel, and a precise reading of the ground. At the boundary of shore and current, the moose steps out like a pillar of the ecosystem. A bull weighs about 900 to 1,200 pounds, stands 6 to 7 feet at the shoulder, and carries antlers spanning nearly 6 feet, at once scanning antennas and a rotating fence. For a 600 to 800 pound grizzly, this is not a simple target. The bear rarely challenges a prime bull head-on. Instinct and experience pull it toward reasonable openings. A calf or an antlerless cow, individuals with limited reach. Its tactic is to guide the moose toward the water's edge, turning the river into a narrow doorway. Here, the bear's advantages come into play, and it seldom misses the opportunity. When going for a young moose, it needs only one precise push of direction. The gap tightens. It waits for the moment the mother loses focus, then closes the distance. The soundscape fades. The pursuit ends by the logic of energy, without spectacle. Yet the northern forest reserves its rebuttal. At times, a full-grown moose sets its shoulders like a moving ridge. The forelegs swing forward with force. Water lifts into a screen, and a single sweep can break the pursuer's rhythm. The bear reads that signal and withdraws, saving its reserves for another time. The long game of a calculator of chances. On the waterline, the one who respects risk and understands terrain goes farther. And the forest, after every ripple, settles like glass, keeping the answer hidden for the next encounter. In the early northern summer, fresh grass thickens, and marshes warm to 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit. This is when wolf packs increase their search pace, covering 10 to 20 miles in a single night to probe for opportunity. With the grizzly's strength, it does not view wolves as equal rivals. Yet it knows that with 6 to 10 individuals, wolves can apply enough pressure to tip the balance of food possession. When facing a pack, the bear rarely initiates a direct clash. It probes and tests, applying pressure through presence and size. If the pack is large enough, they show little hesitation. Wolves rotate like a moving saw, keep their distance, and wait for the bear to pivot off-axis. If the bear commits in the wrong angle, the formation quickly presses a vulnerable flank. At times, the momentum favors the wolves, and the bear must leave and yield the meal. But most of the time, the strength of an adult grizzly is enough to push them back. No dramatic force is needed. A short rush toward the nearest encroaching wolf breaks the crescent, and the pack slides to the edges. The encounter ends in quiet. The wolves reassess the risk and fade from view. The bear keeps the reward simply by standing in the right place, at the right angle. A victory of position, not of force. Across the cold grasslands, the bison is the North's vast energy reserve. A mature bull can weigh over 1,500 pounds, stand nearly 6 feet at the shoulder, and carry a head built to drive into the wind. Yet the grizzly does not always choose a direct confrontation. It favors individuals that are separated from the herd, younger or showing signs of fatigue. When the right opening appears, its preferred tactic is still to shape the angle. It guides the bison toward the river's flow, where slick footing and deeper water reduce resistance. The pursuit settles soon after, along the far bank. After heavy expenditures, the bear quickly restores its energy balance. It does not overlook bison remains left on the landscape, or portions unfinished after the efforts of other hunters. an abundant resource if approached at the right moment. On wind-battered prairie, the bear chooses its arena: spend less, gain more, leaving the heavy lifting to the land itself. In the headwater months, cold currents at 45 to 55 degrees Fahrenheit are charged with life. Salmon return by a chemical map imprinted in their bodies, a journey of hundreds of miles upstream. For the grizzly, this is more than a meal. It is the year's biggest recharge. Protein, fat, and calories are stored day by day, becoming the winter fat layer ahead. Speed matters less than position. It stands in the shallows where rocks form steps, watching for chances to take salmon that must launch themselves above the surface to fight the flow. Or when an eddy turns the water back, the fish tilts off balance for half a beat, and that is the moment the bear acts. No need to sprint. It only needs to lock a foothold, keep a low center of gravity, and make a precise catch. Once satisfied, it carries the fish to a rocky bar and focuses on the most energy-rich parts. A mature salmon can hold over 2,000 calories, a perfect biological battery for a grizzly in fattening season. Not all remains are used. The rest go to ravens and martens, and even to the riverside forest, where nitrogen and organic matter enrich the soil for the next generation of trees. A discrete ecological loop. Salmon feed the forest feeds insects, and the bear is one link in the right place, the right season, the right moment. By late autumn, when temperatures dip to 20 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit and snow clings to the edges of the grass, the grizzly shifts modes. After weeks of supercharging energy, it searches for a den on a north-facing slope, under a fallen pine root, or beneath a dry rock shelf. This is not just shelter. This is the vault that holds energy for months with no foraging. Inside, the body changes rhythm. Heart rate drops from about 50 to 60 beats per minute down to 8 to 15. Body temperature does not fall as much as rodents, but it still settles slightly lower at around 91 to 93 degrees Fahrenheit. Breathing slows, energy use drops, and the fat built from salmon and berries becomes a quiet heater that sustains muscle and vital systems through months of winter storms. For females, the cold season is also birth season. In midwinter, 1 to 3 cubs, each the size of a loaf of bread, only 1 to 2 pounds, release their first cries within the warm space near their mother. They drink high-fat milk and grow day by day in the gentle darkness of the den, until spring light arrives. When warm winds return to 40 to 50 degrees Fahrenheit, the bear opens its eyes to a new world. It steps out lightly, having lost a significant share of weight, yet keeping the muscle it needs. Life resumes, as if the line was never broken. Fresh tracks on damp snow, pine scent, and dark soil opening the path for the next cycle of survival. From cliff faces, to open prairie, to shallow riverbanks, to the quiet darkness of winter, every arena is a test of strategy and energy. If this journey helped you see the wild with a deeper layer, leave a small sign. Hit like if you want real nature to continue being told in clean light and honest data. Tap subscribe so you won't miss the next season when the Grizzly returns. And turn on the bell so when the next shift of the wild unfolds, you are present from the very first beat.